Tango, Ashe. I'll show you. Ashe, everyone. If you haven't noticed by now, this class didn't actually just start. It didn't start with the last video I just made. Lepale Infinite Wisdom 101. This class started with me making a demonstration. If you go back to the first video I posted on TikTok, you'll see it. How everything was. And then if you keep watching those videos as they go along until you arrive on this one, that was the whole demonstration. But at some point it then also became sort of like a phone call. Like someone's calling and then I'm the phone and then I'm passing through messages. But it was like my demonstration, right? It was my demonstration of what an awakening is. Right? Because I believe if you're a teacher, you firstly have to actually demonstrate. You don't just teach. Like, be the learner, be the student. If you're a teacher, you have to be the student. That's why I said my graduates. If you know, you know. My graduates, right? The people graduated last year. It doesn't end. You still have to graduate this year. Now I might be a teacher, but I'm still also a student. And whether I'm a professor, I still have to graduate this year. It just keeps on going on, right? I've been listening to Timbani Ganchuru Wachu. When I'm to Kempanisu, be nothing for you. Ever do anything you want me to do. Gachuru Wachu. Right, it was a demonstration of an awakening. And among other things. But I started now. Since now I went through it, right? What is an awakening? An awakening isn't like you're awakening to something new. It's more like a returning home type of a thing. Like you're going back to who you actually are. You were born with a personality. It sounds weird, but you are born with a personality. Like, this is you, and then you're born. And then when you get here, since you forgot everything, you start afresh and you build a whole new personality. Now, an awakening is you taking that personality that you built and breaking it. You just it's a mask, basically. Since there's already a you, the one you built is a mask covering this you. You just take that and you break the mask. That's what an awakening is. Right? For example, what was mine? What was my mask, my personality? It was the player type guy. A lot of people don't even know this. Because I'm not really that type. That's why people don't even view me as the guy who's a player. Because I'm not. That was just part of the persona. It was part of the persona I picked up. It would mostly activate if I'm around players. If I'm around guys who are not players, then I seem like I'm not a player. That is the personality. It was the duality between I'm a player and at the same time I'm afraid of women. It was these two. If I'm around women and I've never seen you and I've never spoken to you, then this side of the duality is what you're gonna see. You're gonna see that guy who seems shy and it seems like he's afraid of women. But once I know you, and then it activates the other side, he's a player again. But if you don't bring any players close to me, then both of them don't activate. If you would have come and spoken to me, right, and we actually talked and chat, and you weren't putting up a persona yourself, then instead you just bypass both and you just come straight to me. You meet the guy behind the mask. This guy. This me teaching. If you and you have a mask, then I automatically put on my mask. Okay, I'm the player guy who's afraid of women, who seems like a coward and doesn't fight, who lets everything slide. Gandhi next. There's this me, right? There's this me who knows what women love them. Who knows what actually women like me. So I pretend to be afraid of it, to counteract that thing. It seems like women like me too much. They used to chase me. I used to run as a kid. Women when I would talk to me and I'd run. I'd just go, nope. Because I wasn't really interested. Not really interested in the girl itself. That girl, but it's like the whole concept of the whole dating and stuff like that. because I'm a kid. I was that kid who wanted to enjoy childhood. It's not like I wanted to grow up that quickly. That's why I didn't. When Megxit came out, I wasn't even chatting with no one. Even now, through Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, there is not a single person I'm texting. No one. I'm not texting anyone. Because that's not me. The whole talk, chat thing. And at some point, I used to be there. I used to be really good at chatting. You'd give me someone's number. If it's a girl, you'd give me a number and I'd get her to say yes. Regardless of who that girl was. But now, I don't even know how to chat. See, because the persona's gone. I broke that persona with, okay, got it. That's the persona. It's throwing that persona away. So it's breaking the persona. It's, what was another thing part of my persona? It's the guy who seems like an idiot. The guy who seems like he doesn't know anything, doesn't know what's going on, who's failing. That's the guy. He seems like he's failing at everything. That was also part of the persona. I've never actually failed at anything. I just wanted to experience failing. So then I fail. So I can see. So I can observe failure. This is what failing is. This is what people who fail feel like. Right? It's you immerse yourself into the experience, right? You embody that thing. Eventually you become it. That is the whole thing. I went from a guy who knew what women liked them, but he wouldn't want to talk to them, to embodying being a player. And then poof, it was a player. But when I'm alone, it's off. It comes off. It's like, whew. It's not on. It's like, yes. It's when I'm with one-on-one with a girl, the version of me that loves every woman pops up. Yeah. So awakening is you taking that mask, tearing it apart or breaking it. Ooh, my gosh, that's why I just children. I have some food in my bag for you. Uzwati. I'd like to dedicate this to all the creators, righteous children. I have some food in my bag for you. Not the edible food, the food you eat. No, I have some food for thought. So it's just infinite, and it is infinitely fell on me. So it was a lonely night, and I was starting with lightning strike. See, so it's you taking that persona and shattering it, and then you go back to who you are. That's why you have to fetch your inner kid. That's why there's this thing with it. You have a kid version inside of you that feels like you abandoned them, because when you decided to grow up and change, so your inner self feels abandoned. I thought we were gonna do all of these things, but this place, the world, taught you everything you should do, should be, should say. Don't say that. Do this. You following whatever society told you is you abandoning your inner child. And you breaking your persona, your awakening, is you going back to fetch your inner child. Hey, I'm sorry, dog. I didn't mean to abandon you. And then you go, boom. Here I am. It's that, right? Now let me just end that one right here.